Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create MemberPress member from new Google Sheets tables row. So I'm conducting an online course, and whenever a student registers for my course, I manually enter that student details in my Google Sheets tables row. So here in this case, I want whenever I add a new detail in my Google Sheets tables row, automatically using that detail, a new member should be created in my MemberPress account. So to build this connection, I need to connect these applications using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create MemberPress member from new Google Sheets tables row. So as I've already mentioned in my introduction that I'm conducting an online course and I use Google Sheets to keep track of new students who registers for my courses. So whenever someone registers for my course, I enter their details into a Google Sheets tables including their name and email. So to make things easier, I want these details to automatically create a new member in MemberPress, which I use to manage course access and memberships. So here to set up this connection, I need to integrate my Google Sheets with my MemberPress account, and by integrating Google Sheets with MemberPress, I can automatically create a new member profile in MemberPress whenever a new row is added to the Google Sheets tables. This setup saves me time and avoids manual data entry, ensuring that new students get instant access to their course materials without any delays. It helps me stay organized and provides a smooth experience for all my new students. So here to build this connection, I'm going to use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software, and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notifications when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. Plus, it keeps everything organized and error-free so you can focus on growing your business hassle-free. So this is the homepage of Pabbly Connect, and you can visit it by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection, I need to create a workflow first. So for that, I'm going to click on this Create Workflow button given on the top right corner. Now here in this Create Workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as Create MemberPress member from new Google Sheets tables row. And here I'm going to select my folder as Google Sheets. You can select your folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a new folder in Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this Learn More link given over here. And by clicking on this, it will take you to a forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder in Pabbly Connect. So moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard. And here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this Create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow, and here on my screen you can see the two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is the response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is a free web-based spreadsheet program that allows you to create, edit and share spreadsheets online. It's like having a powerful and flexible digital workbook that you can access from any device with an internet connection. People use Google Sheets because it's super convenient for collaborating with others in real time. Whether you're tracking expenses, creating project plans, analyzing data, or working on a group assignment, Google Sheets make it easy to work together and stay organized. Plus, it integrates seamlessly with other Google apps like Google Drive and Google Forms, making it a go-to tool for personal and professional use. So here in my Google Sheets trigger step, I'm going to select my trigger event as new or updated spreadsheet row, so that whenever a new row is added in my Google Sheets tables, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture a response over here. And here you can see I have received a webhook URL. That means here I'm going to use this webhook URL to connect my Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So here, following the instructions given below, firstly here I'm going to copy this webhook URL. And here I've already logged in my Google Sheets account. And here you can see the spreadsheet which I have created with the name Lead Management. So now I'm going to connect this Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect in order to send the information from this Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. So here, to build this connection, I'm going to click on this extensions given over here, and from here I'm going to click on this add-ons, and under add-ons I'm going to select get add-ons. Now here in this Google Workspace Marketplace, I'm going to search for an add-on that is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And then you have to install this add-on in your Google Sheets account. So here you can see as it is already installed in my Google Sheets account. So moving back, and now after installing this add-on in your Google Sheets account, you have to follow the same steps. So once you have installed this add-on in your Google Sheets account, then you have to refresh your window, and after refreshing your window, you have to click on this extensions again, and then you'll be able to see your option for Pabbly Connect Webhooks over here. So from here you have to click on this initial setup. And here in the initial setup, you can see it is asking me for a webhook URL and the trigger column. So here for this webhook URL, I'm going to enter the webhook URL that I have received in my Pabbly Connect's workflow. So this is my webhook URL, and then here it is asking me to enter the trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that true data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here in my Google Sheets, you can see my last data column is column G. So here I'm going to enter my trigger column as column G. And now here, after entering this webhook URL and the trigger column, I'm going to click on the submit given over here. And here you can see it says setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully set up our webhook URL inside our Google Sheets. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here to receive a webhook response, we need to do a test submission. And to do a test submission, we need to create a test record in our Google Sheets tables. So for that, let me take you back to my Google Sheets. And here I'm going to enter a dummy data and do a test submission. But here, before entering a dummy data, you have to follow another very important step so that whenever we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets tables row, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture a response. So for that, you have to click on this extensions again, and from here you have to click on this Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and from here you have to turn on this send on event. So by turning it on, then whenever we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets tables row, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to receive a response. So here we have successfully turned it on. So now let's go and check it. And here you can see we have received a tick in front of send on event. That means we have successfully turned it on. And now here, before entering a dummy data, let me tell you one more important thing, that make sure that your table headers are in row 1 and you enter your first details from row 2. So now here I'm going to enter the first name as latest, last name as lead, city as Bhopal, email as latest000@pablytudes.com, and here I'm going to enter some random phone number, and here I'm going to enter the source as Facebook and status as hot lead. So here I've successfully entered a detail over here. So now let's go and check our Pabbly's workflow. And here you can see we have successfully received a response over here where we have received the trigger column, status, spreadsheet name, scrolling little down, source, sheet name, row index, phone number, last name, first name, email, and city. So with this, we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to action step. And here I'm going to select my action application as MemberPress. So as you all know that MemberPress is a plugin of WordPress, and it is a tool that helps you create and manage membership sites on WordPress. It allows you to set up subscription plans, control access to content, and handle payments all in one place. People use MemberPress because it makes it easy to build a site where members can log in, access exclusive content, and manage their subscriptions. Whether you are running an online course, a community site, or a content subscription service, MemberPress helps you manage everything smoothly and securely. So here in my MemberPress action step, I'm going to select my action event as create a member. so that whenever I'm going to add a new detail in my Google Sheets tables row, automatically using that detail, a new member will be created in my MemberPress account. And now here to connect my MemberPress account with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your MemberPress account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, it is asking me to enter the API key and the site URL. So here, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my WordPress account, and as you all know that MemberPress is a plugin of WordPress. So from here I'm going to scroll a little down, and from here I'm going to click on this developer option given over here. And here under developers, I'm going to select REST API. And here you can see we have received the API key over here. So here I'm going to regenerate it. And then I'm going to copy this API key. Moving back to my Pabbly's workflow. And here I'm going to enter this API key. So now here after entering this API key, here it is asking me for a site URL. So here to get this site URL, let me take you back to my WordPress account. And from here, I'm going to copy the site URL given over here. So here I'm going to copy it. Moving back to my Pabbly's workflow. And here I'm going to enter this site URL. So here you can see I've only copied the half site URL because here in the instruction it says do not include wp admin or wp login.php. That's why I've only entered this part of site URL. And now here after entering this API key and the site URL, I'm going to click on this save given over here. And here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the email address and some other details. So here instead of entering these details manually, here I'm going to map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response I have received in my trigger step. Mapping makes our text dynamic so that whenever we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets tables row, automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map my lead's email. So this is the email. Scrolling little down, and here it is asking me to enter the username. So here in the instruction it says the username for this user. If you are using email addresses as the username, then both username and email should be set to the same string. So here for this username, I'm going to use the email address as the username. So again here I'm going to map the email address. So this is my student's email address. Moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the first name. So here I'm going to map my student's first name. So this is the first name. Here I'm going to map the last name. Scrolling little down. Here this password is not a required field. So here I'm going to leave it blank. And then here it is asking me to select send welcome email. So for that I'm going to select false because I don't want to send a welcome email to any of my students. Scrolling little down. Send password email false. And then here this address field is not a required field. So here I'm going to leave it blank. And here I'm going to map my student's city. So this is the city. And again this state, zip and country is not a required field. So here I'm going to leave it blank. But if you want to add any other detail, then you can do it as per your need. And now here after entering all the required data, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response. That means we have successfully created a new member in our MemberPress account. So now let's go and check it. And from here we are going to click on this members given over here. And here you can see we have successfully created a new member with the email as latest000@pabblytudes.com. Let me open this for you. And here you can see all the details of this member. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let's test our automation with a real-time example to check whether it is working or not. So to test our automation, we need to add a new detail in our Google Sheets tables row. And for that, let me take you back to my Google Sheets account. And now here I'm going to enter another dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as current, last name as lead, city as Bhopal, email as current000@pabblytudes.com. Here I'm going to enter a random phone number. Here for the source, I'm going to select the source as Instagram and status as hot lead. So here I've successfully entered a new detail over here. So now let's go and check our MemberPress account. And here you can see we have successfully created a new member over here with the email as current000@pabblytudes.com. And here you can see all the details of that member. So with this, we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as Google Sheets and our action as MemberPress. so that whenever we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets tables row, automatically using that detail, a new member will be created in our MemberPress account. Now if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.